Dear student, after taking the multicollinearity, sources of multicollinearity and consequences of multicollinearity, today I am taking how we deduct multicollinearity and what are remedies of multicollinearity. Read carefully and consult book also, the book of econometrics, theory of econometrics, Mandani, and econometrics for agriculture workers, Mehta and Mandani, and Gujarati books also you consult. With the help of these books and our lectures, PDF, make a compiled notes for your examination. After completing course, I will give you practical problems and previous paper of CSA. Okay. Dear student, previously my previous lecture you have read about what is multicollinearity and when it arises and what are sources and consequences of multicollinearity. After that we are taking topic how deduct the multicollinearity, test for deducting multicollinearity. Many tests have economics have given the Farrer-Glover test. These two economists, Farrer and Glover, these two economists use their satisfy chi-square test, T and F test, chi-square test, T and F test. But the most important is chi-square test. In this case, we compute chi-square to test orthogonality of the experimentary variables that is not experimentary or not correlated. If x1 and x2 are two experimentary variables and if R12 or lower subscript 12 is correlation coefficient between x1 and x2, these two, we test following hypothesis. Null hypothesis, correlation coefficient is equal to 0, x1 and x2 are means orthogonal. Against alternative hypothesis, H1 alternative hypothesis R, the correlation between x1 and x2 is equal to 1 and x1 and x2 are perpendicular multicollinear, not orthogonal. First step, the matrix X transpose X is standardized by dividing of it by the figure xj minus xj bar oblique underwood n underwood SD xj, where SD xj is the standard deviation of value xj. Method represent x transpose is equal to sigma x1 square, sigma x1 x2, sigma x1 x2 and sigma x2 square. We divide all the terms by sigma xi xj by underwood sigma xi underwood sigma xi underwood sigma xj. We divide sigma xi xj by underwood sigma xi square underwood sigma xj square. This procedure is known as standardization. This procedure is known as standardization of X transpose X sigma x1 square upon sigma xi whole square sigma x1 x2 underwood x1 square sigma x2, and here sigma x1 x2 divided by underwood sigma x1 square sigma x2 square sigma x2 square divided by sigma x2 square. Sigma x1 x2 divided by under root x1 square x2 square equal to 1 upon n sigma x1 minus x1 bar in second bracket x2 minus x bar covariance under root sigma x1 minus x1 bar whole square n and its variance sigma x2 minus x bar whole square upon n. This indicate covariance of x1 and x2. This indicate covariance of x1 and x2, and SD of x1, SD of x2 equal to correlation coefficient between R and 1, 2. R and 1, 2. Here and here it is become correlation between x1 and x2 and correlation between x1 and x2. Here become a correlation between x1 and x2, and this also become x1 and x2. Putting these values where SD1 and SD2 is standard deviation of x1 x2. After standardization, this will be eliminated by 1. This will be eliminated by 1. This is correlation between x1 and x2. This is correlation between x2. Our determinant will become 1 correlation between x1 and x2, correlation between x1 x2, and 1 for 2 experimentary variables. If there are 3 variables x1 x2 and x3, 3 variable x1 x2 and x3, then standardization of matrix X transpose X will be 1 correlation between x1 and x2, correlation between x1 and x3. Here correlation between x1 and x2, here 1 correlation between x2 and x3, correlation between x1 and x3, correlation between x2 and x3, and it is become for 3 experimentary variables are correlated. The value of standardized determinant of the above matrix will be 0 in case of perfect multicollinearity. On the other expression, in case of orthogonality, the value of the above standard determinant is equal to 1, because in this case all the correlation would be 0. Hence, it follows that if the value of above determinant will be lie between 0 and n in case some degree of multicollinearity. In other to test degree of multicollinearity. How degree of multicollinearity? The following chi-square is calculated. Chi-square is equal to minus in bracket n minus 1 minus 1 upon 6 in bracket 2k plus 5 log of value of standardization. Here we calculate the value of standardization solving this determinant. Or this determinant, where n is the sample size, k is the number of experimentary variable at 1 upon 2 k minus 1 degree of freedom. 1 upon 2 k minus 1 degree of freedom. In particular, if the value if the value are 4 observation, means k is equal to 4 on a model 2 experimentary variable, and on the value of log is 0.6 means value of standardization is 0.6. Then applying this formula, x square, here number of observation is 4, so n minus 1, and variables are 2 variables, 2 minus 1, 1 upon 6. In the place of k we put 1, 2 into 1, 1. Here number of variable is 2, so 2 into 2, 4 plus 5, 9, then it is 9 upon 6, and value of standardization log taking log 0.6. Solving this one 3 upon 2, 0.6 is equal to minus 0.9 at 1 degree of freedom, because here k is 2, putting here k is 2 and 2 minus 1, it will become 1. It will become 1. If chi square is calculated less than tabulated, hypothesis may be accepted. If x1 and x2 means x1 and x2 are orthogonal. Otherwise, chi square calculated is greater or equal to chi square tabulated. Reject the null hypothesis and accept h1. Means x1 and x2 are multicondularity. In this way, we can find the degree of multicondularity. After testing some method of remedy for removing multicondularity. Multicondularity can be avoided or reduced by increasing the size of samples, because them covariance get reduced. In some model, especially in single equation model case, we introduce additional equation in the model. This equation denote the relationship between multicollinear. Third, use external information. In this case, three methods are used. Suppose the model is y is equal to beta 0 plus beta 1 x1 plus beta 2 x2 plus error term u and also x1 and x2 are collinear. If it is possible to gather information about the exact value of beta 1 and beta 2 from the external sources, we can transform model as follows. Y minus beta 2 x2 is equal to beta 0 beta 1 x1 plus un. If beta 2 is known, in the place of we can put these values. Y in the place of y minus beta 2 x in the place of y minus beta 2 x2 we put y dash, and model become beta 0 plus b1 x1 plus u, and now ordinary least square method can be applied to estimate parameter beta 0 and beta 1. Putting the value of beta 0 and beta 1, we can find the value of beta 2. If the constant or parameter passes some relationship among them, we are able to gather information about it from the external sources. We can transform the model following way. Suppose beta 1 plus beta 2 is equal to 1, that is y is equal to beta 0 plus b1 x1 beta 1 x1 plus 1 minus beta 1 x2 plus u, because we can put in the place of beta 2 1 minus beta 1 from here. Y is equal to beta 0 plus beta 1 x1 plus x2 minus beta 1 x2 plus u. Y is equal to beta 0 plus b1 in bracket x1 minus x2 plus x2 plus u, or y is equal to beta 0 plus b1 x1 plus x2u. Now ordinary least square can be applied. In this method, we can try to combine our pull correction and time series data, but this procedure is not highly impractical. We can also test multicollinearity and remind from this way. To ascertain the presence of extent of multicollinearity in data, a simple zero-order correlation matrix of all experimental variables should be worked. If none of the correlation coefficient is high, the problem of multicollinearity is not considered serious. But what magnitude of correlation coefficient is high and what is not subjective judgment, subject judgment. If the correlation coefficient is 0.8 or more, it is usually to be considered high. But if it is less than 0.70, it can be considered as low. Kelvin has suggested that multicollinearity should not be considered serious if the simple correlation coefficient between a pair of variables is less than the multiple correlation coefficient. Using Kelvin's method of deducting multicollinearity and should also be estimate the multiple correlation coefficient. For illustration, let us consider a model specified by the researcher y is equal to function of x1, x2, x3 up to x4 experimental variables. Let the simple correlation matrix of experimental variable be given like that in matrix form x1, x2, x3, x4, x1, x2, x3, 4. Correlation between x1 and x2 naturally 1. Correlation between x1 and x2 0.41. Correlation between x1 and x3 0.33. Correlation between x1 and x4 0.51. Similarly, correlation between x2 and x1 and already 0.1 and x2 1, x2 and x3 0.60, x2 and x4 0.21. Similarly, x3 to x3 is 1, x3 4 0.39 and x4 is naturally 1. In this example, as all the correlation coefficient are less than the 0.70, this problem of multicollinearity is not serious. But if the simple correlation matrix experimental variables turns out to be as follows, correlation between x1 and x2 is 1, x1 and x2 0.84, x1 and x3 0.58, x1 and x4 0.44, x2 and x2 naturally 1, x2 and x3 0.61, x2 and x4 0.51, x3 1, x3 and 4 0.62, x4 1.0. Here x1 and x2 correlation is more than 0.70 means 0.84. This correlation between x1 and x2 is 0.84 high, and in other words pairs it is still not high. What Kelvin has suggested is that should be also be work out multiple correlation coefficient R square between y and x1, x2, x3, x4. Let us assume multiple coefficient of determinants. In this case, R square has been estimated 0.94. Then according to Kelvin's simple correlation coefficient of 0.84, it is not considered high because it is still less than 0.94. There is one more way looking at this seriousness of multicollinearity in data. In this case, multicollinearity is judged high or serious. The remedy is judged high or the remedy is to be refine the mixed variable. For this remedy, refine the mixed variables by either dropping or combining some of them. Remedies of correlation, multicollinearity between experimental variables. Remedy necessary. The steps to be taken to take care to presence of multicollinearity depend on the seriousness of the multicollinearity. First. Second, the purpose of the analysis, the importance of each which be collinear, and fourth, availability of other sources of data. Some of the suggested method are given below. If the extent and multicollinearity is not considered serious, it to be ignored. The detail of this were explained in the previous section. if the multicollinearity is present among unimportant variable in the context of one analysis, some these variables may be dropped or combined combined between correlated variables. Remaining serious, if multicollinearity is not serious, we can be ignored. Second way, if multicollinearity is present among the unimportant variable in the constants of one angular, some of these variables may be dropped or combined them. In this way, we can avoid the variables. Now we have completed the chapter multicollinearity. In this chapter, we have taken what is multicollinearity, what are sources of multicollinearity, and consequences of multicollinearity. After that, we have taken different types of tests for testing multicollinearity and remedy of them. Thank you.